Coming up tomorrow, it's the return of Nick's Tears, but this time, basketball edition. We didn't rename this one. And you have a new outfit on.
I don't have a new outfit on.
Yeah, you used to wear that orange jacket for Tears promo.
Oh, you're right, but that's,
yeah.
Looks great.
I like that.
Thanks.
Why is LeBron on there? The top 20 players? Thunder now half a game back in the West. What did the Lakers prove to you last night, bro?
Well, I would go to the shoulders and dust them off, but I wasted that at the intro.
Yeah, you probably should have.
You know, I should have, because they proved exactly what I said yesterday, which is Denver's better. The Clippers have been in a swoon lately, but I think if they, they're better.
Love them, and you
close.
love them.
I mean, it's close, but I probably take them slightly over the Lakers, and that's it. Oh, we're gonna get to Anthony Davis's comments, but they own the Oklahoma City Thunder, who may very well end up as the #1 seed. And they got a bright future. Holmgren is going to be great. Mm-hmm. Obviously, SGA already is. And those other guys
Jalen Williams, really good.
They're good. Yeah. Like, they got a bright future. All right? I would take the Lakers in a series over them, and I wouldn't even think twice. All right? I think they got too much experience. I think there's the LeBron factor of just his aura. These guys grew up idolizing LeBron James. So they just proved that they own Oklahoma City. And they have been playing well lately. And the key, I think they've won 10 of their last 14.
Yep.
And D'Angelo Russell has been huge. Mm-hmm. All right? He's averaging 21 points over the last 2 months. And the thing is, when he's aggressive and playing this well, and last night he had 26, he kind of broke it open with a bunch of threes in the top of the fourth quarter. But AD is going to be great defensively every night. And offensively, sometimes he's going to be awesome. Sometimes he's going to be okay. When D'Angelo is playing like this, it allows you to survive the okay nights, because then Austin Reeves can step up as well. Right. And so, look, the Lakers are playing well. And as I said yesterday, Denver and the Clippers, and really Denver definitively, are the only two ahead of the Lakers.
And if people didn't watch the game, it was not as close as the score suggests. No. It was 25-point lead for the Lakers midway through the fourth, and they pulled the starters. And listen, it was D'Lo, and LeBron was, there's a viral clip going around where D'Lo would hit back-to-back threes. He comes up for the possession, passes to LeBron, and LeBron angrily passes it back to him like, hey, take your heat check, man. And then D'Lo takes what I would consider, or, let me rephrase, what I'm certain Paul George would consider a bad shot. But he makes it, and they call timeout, and D'Lo and LeBron celebrate. And LeBron is very interesting in how he handles teammates. Because up until the trade deadline, if he thinks they can improve, he will make it very clear, we should probably improve this spot. But the moment it is, these are the guys I've got to run with, he will turn it to, I've always loved this guy. I am gassing him up, and we're going to need him, and I'm going to need him. And my concern and frustration with D'Lo is, in the playoffs, does he become unplayable because of the defensive side of the ball? But during this stretch, they're the #2 offense. Yeah. And if you can't sustain an awful defensive player if he only raises your level of offense to, above average. But if all of a sudden you're going to have an elite offense, then you can sustain some defensive weaknesses. But Wildes, this is why talking the Lakers is so tough, because you're right, they're the 9 seed. Mm-hmm. And now again, it's jumbled, and they could be the 6th seed in a week and a half.
The problem is, as well as they've been playing, the West is playing well.
Absolutely.
So they can't even move up.
But the reason I was saying it's tough is people are like, you guys talk too much Lakers, LeBron, AD, they're the 9 seed. But I agree with Brew. Aside from Denver, I like their chances against any team in the West. I'm not saying they're a head and shoulders favorite over those guys.
Or that they're even definitely favored in some of them.
Absolutely. But there's only one team, Wildes, that I think they can't beat in a series, and probably there's only one team that if the series were to start that I would pick over the Lakers in the West, I'm talking, and that's Denver. I don't trust Minnesota. No. I certainly don't trust OKC. And a lot of it feels like Memphis last year. Like Memphis is the 2 seed, Memphis this. It was like, okay.
So yesterday they were at home. They're not going to have home court advantage for the playoffs unless they somehow go on a crazy run and teams fall. They've won 12 games at home. They've won, and one of the games was
been
at the
bad
Clippers, so
on
I'm
the road.
asterisking it. It's 12 with an asterisk.
Oh,
but
they've
they're in
won
the same
12
building.
games at home or on the road?
I'm sorry, they've won 12 games on the road.
They've
They've won
been bad
12
on the
games on the
road.
road. Teams with less wins than Lakers on the road. Here, this is the full list in the West: the Jazz, the Rockets, the Blazers, and the Spurs. So you think I understand the LeBron factor. I understand Anthony Davis's defense, and maybe D'Angelo will get hot and stay hot. But do you think a team that has won 12 games on the road is all of a sudden going to go and like steal 1 or 2 games?
We saw it a year ago. And the Warriors were even worse than the
Warriors
Lakers
were
on the
way
road.
worse.
What they win 6? I don't even
that
want
was
to say
weird.
it.
That was such a weird.
Right, but they were worse than the Lakers on the road,
Yeah.
and that experience enabled them to go as far as they should have gone. You know, and they beat Sacramento.
And also, I'd have to look at it, but I was just trying to like rush through the math in my head because you just listed 5 teams with fewer road wins or 4 teams with fewer road wins. Well, if they're the 9 seed, there's only 6 teams with fewer overall wins than them in the West.
Yeah,
so
they're good at home.
But they have struggled on the road, Nick.
I understand that, but I guess my point is, are they a 2-game road winning streak away? A 2-game road winning streak away from being about what the typical 7-8 seed is on the road. You know what I mean? Where you're around a couple games under 500 on the road, and then a couple games over 500 at home. Like I watch the Lakers a lot. I don't look at them as a team like the Warriors last year that was like they can't win on the road. And even the Warriors, to Bruce's credit, won a game 7 on the road. All it took was Steph Curry's 50
But
points.
we went to that Lakers-Knicks game. We've seen 8% of their road wins, 9% of their road wins. That's how they won the championship last year. Hold on a second. Got swept in Denver. Like, doesn't matter. You saw what happened last year. Your reaction to that, bro?
Well, I get where he's coming from because if they're in the 7th or 8th seed, they get OKC. Well, we don't know how it's going to play out, but they could get OKC or Minnesota. That I think a lot of people would pick the Lakers to win one of those series. Right?
Yeah.
All right. And right now Denver's 3rd. They could end up number 1. But my point is this: I get where he's coming from because, as Nick and I said, there's only one team out there that they think they feel like has their number, to use LeBron's term.
You're making fun of AD, but I think you actually 100% agree with him.
I like the sort of confidence, like we'll take anybody, take all comers, but also like I'd want to get out of the play-in.
Well, that I agree.
I
with
want to play
you.
extra
The
games.
problem is that in a one and done against Stephen Clay could get hot, right? Luka and Kyrie could get hot if that's who you play, and then next thing you know, you're out. And so I hear you on that. You never want to be in a one-and-done situation in the NBA. And then you brought up D'Angelo Russell's defense. Yeah. Offensively, he's not the same in the playoffs.
Sure.
Last year goes from
100%.
17 points to 13 points, 17 in the regular season, 13 in the playoffs. Shooting goes way down in the playoffs. So that's the thing, too, with the Lakers.
All right, so 2 quick points. One is, the reason I said I think you'd agree with actually what he's saying is, last year, the Lakers, no matter what their seed was, went literally as far as they could have gone. You think if they were the 1, the Denver series would have gone different? Of course not. You know what I mean? No, they were going. They were the 7. They basically inherited the path of the 2 and got as far as they could, which was facing Denver. And so I get that piece of it. I think so the Lakers with LeBron have been in the play-in twice, and both times they've won those games. But I think there is a big difference between, it's not one and done if you're the 7 or the 8.
Right.
I agree with you. No, but I'm saying I agree with you guys. I don't think you're going to see a team be the 9 or the 10 and go on a deep postseason run. Maybe as long as this play-in thing exists. Because what that really means is you have to win 6 out of 9.
Right.
You know what I mean? Super high leverage games against the first 2 against teams as good as you, and the next 4 against a team way better than you. But the Lakers' number 1, let me put it like this. If Denver's the 3 and it's the last game of the year and Denver's locked into the 3, and the Lakers are like, win and we're the 6, lose and we're the 7, I would lose and have to play with that play-in game. You know what I mean? And so in that regard, I agree. Right. It's about avoiding Denver.
Yeah, I agree. Why is that?
They don't match up well with them.
Nope, say it.
No, you say it.
No one's beating Denver in a 7-game series.
You should get a tattoo about that.
You know what? I thought about it.
Yeah, never a doubt. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.